Oh hey, it's me, back again with day 4 of reviewing Ninjago seasons for 5 days. Today's season is Prime Empire. You saw the title and thumbnail. I think it's underrated. It's a video game season, and people either hate it or don't really care for it. But honestly, I like the season. Grab your scuba gear, and let's dive in. The season starts with a running joke that is repeated in most seasons after this one. The teapot housing Noticon shows up for a few seconds. Here it's found by Clutch Powers, but it appears over and over again. The mechanic and his goons are searching a warehouse for a motherboard. Who knows what that's for? But the ninja show up to stop them. Lloyd doesn't know what a VCR is, and the mechanic escapes with the motherboard. They follow him in the vehicles they got from last season, instead of replacing them like every season has done. They corner him and he's arrested. The ninjas snip around in the mechanic's lair, and Jay finds an arcade machine called Prime Empire. And that's probably not important. He finds a spot for a motherboard, so he puts the one he has in. This turns all the arcade games in Ninjago into Prime Empire, and Jay starts to play it. The ninja hear a voice mentioning a person called Unagami, and Jay actually enters the game. I'm a big Jay fan, and even I have to admit that this is kind of a stupid thing for him to do. Jay's never really been dumb, so this seems a little weird. Obviously, the team can't find him, so they have to use the security cameras to get a clue. They see Jay disappear, so the ninja interrogate the mechanic. The commissioner gets a tip of the other arcade games transforming into Prime Empire, so they search for the game designer, Milton Dyer. They land on a private island belonging to Dyer, so they investigate. The ninja are attacked by robot dogs, and they are saved by Bob here. He's Dyer's intern. He shows the team a video of Dyer explaining Prime Empire, and he seems a little sus. Which brings the ninja to this conclusion.
Milton Dyer is a Unagami!
A kid in Ninjago is taken as well by Prime Empire. A lot of people are actually being taken. Ooh, spooky. Cryptarium is hacked, I guess, by Unagami. And all the prisoners are recruited by the mechanic. Hey, it's Sarasborg. It's been a while. He's been doing some tests on the machine, learning of all the people entering the game. The ninja plan to split into 2 teams. Cole, Kai, Nia, and Lloyd will enter the game to save everyone and stop Unagami. And Zane and Pixel will stay behind to find Dyer. It's not like they had much of a choice. The robot couple can't even enter. The prisoners show up to Borg Tower to create some tension. These highly advanced security droids are bested by regular prisoners. The ninja need to fight off the escapees while Cole gets the machine open. They all enter, but the mechanic sadly gets the game. Oh, Zane took the motherboard? Never mind. A neat detail I like is when Cole enters the game, we see him in a default pose, which is what the characters look like before they are even animated. It would be funny if he was T-posing. The ninja explore this new digital world before these guards show up. They have 404 on them. Another great detail. The ninja have found themselves without any skills. They can't use their elemental powers, spinjitzu, or even their fighting abilities. Kai makes this funny remark.
Can't I go like 2 seconds without losing my elemental powers?
Jay shows up to help them, but wait, why are there 4 of them? Each with his different outfits. Another fun aspect. The video game traits start flowing in as the ninja need to learn to double jump. I think this is why I really enjoy the season. The characters are stripped of all of their abilities and have to learn new ones in the game world. One of the Jays shows off his skill tree and buys a new skill. It's attention to detail like this which shows the care that was put into the season. Kai also dies and respawns, but this convinces him that he can't die. They meet Scott, who is a mechanic. Kai dies again, and Scott reveals that they each have 4 lives. Kai has only 1 left. They find themselves in a place all the Jay fans would love to be. Look at the QB smoke, ooh. Oh yeah, and here's Jay rocking a new look. The next episode is an introduction to a new character, Aquino, who I really like. He's tasked with guiding travelers, like this green guy. This doesn't end well, as the green fella loses all his lives and is turned into a cube. Aquino keeps training to make sure this failure never happens again. The next adventure is cubed. We watch as many people are turned into cubes, and Aquino's motivation drops. That's until he meets another guide who is more successful. This inspires Aquino to be better, and he regains his mojo, which proves to be effective. Him and his new master get pretty far, but they are killed off. Aquino loses faith in himself and swears to never guide anyone ever again. That's until the ninja show up. And in new outfits too, ooh. Well, everyone but Jay, who stays as his party rocking Jay look. They change avatars a few times, which helps the outfits not get too boring. So one of the big criticisms of the season is that the ninja all of a sudden know what they're supposed to do to stop all this. They have to play the game and collect 3 kitanas to unlock Unagami's lair. The ninja getting their new suits off screen is fine, but it does rub me the wrong way that we don't see how they know about the kitanas. After introduction, the team follows Aquino. Let's hope they fare better than the other travelers. The ninja now have these weapons with controllers as handles? I love that. Cole loses a life as well. Nia is eaten by a hole. The ninja are attacked by whack rats sent by Unagami. They have to break it to Akino that this whole world is fake. He doesn't believe them, shocker. The rat speaks of a shortcut, so they follow him into it. This ends up being an ambush. This crushes Akino's worldview as he now knows that his entire life has been faked. Obviously, finding out that everything you know is fake really gets you down, so Akino is a little bummed. They find a shop conveniently at the bottom of a giant wall. This guy sells good rope and shit rope, but the good rope is out of their budget, so shit rope it is. The merchant tells them that Unagami is building some sort of machine, but they don't have time to dwell on it as the red visors appear. They quickly scale up the wall and there is plenty of entertaining moments of the ninja fighting on the side of the wall. I also like how Cole saves himself with the double jump. You think they would have forgotten that by now, but props to the creative team. They get information out of one of the red visors, and they learn what the machine is for. To cross over to Ninjago. Oh no! Akino doesn't know whether they can trust him because he was made by Unagami. Lloyd gives him a pep talk, and Akino decides to continue his journey with them. We get a little recap of Akino's story, which is a little random since we just saw it, but whatever. They make their way through this maze and have two options. Unagami makes contact with Akino, pausing everyone. He gives Akino an offer, destroy the ninja and he'll be able to cross over to the real world. Fleshing out Akino's character really benefits his moment of doubt, so it makes sense that he would think about Unagami's offer. They find the Kitana, but need to stealthily steal it, so they don't wake up this cool robo-dragon. Jay, having the highest stealth, tries his best, but the dragon still wakes up. Oh, it's a boss fight too! Another great use of the video game elements. Unagami tries again to convince Akino to turn on them, and he almost does.
I choose my own path!
Hell yeah, Akino! Jay grabs the Kitana and finishes off the dragon. He gains an amulet which can summon the dragon, but only once. The ninja offer Akino to join them, but he decides to go on his own journey. Akino is a standout character in my opinion. He had his own little arc which wrapped up really nice. We catch up with Zane, Pixel and Wu as they search for Milton Dyer, who they think is Unagami. They go to his childhood home, but come up with nothing. Anyway, back to the fun part of the season. The ninja need to enter a race to win the next Kitana. They need a total of 1,000 credits, but they are all short because Kai bought a new avatar. This looks just as good as Jay's did. To get the credits, Jay and Nia enter a dancing competition, and they actually do really well. This may seem out of nowhere, but there was actually a short made to tie in with the season that shows them getting dance lessons. This would be a great time for Cole to remember his traumatic dancing trauma, which he kind of does.
Tiger chassis!
They win the dance-off and enter the race, but they don't have enough vehicles to race with. Something terrible happens. Kai and Jay change back into their normal outfits. This makes me so upset. They head back to Scott, and he really doesn't like the idea of racing. He does only have one life left. Scott does provide them with 5 vehicles, and they fix them up. Yes, now Lloyd has his own avatar. And we are introduced to Racer 7. Scott reveals that Racer 7 is an NPC who is programmed to lose. Oh man, that sucks. But Lloyd plans to help her break out of it, like Akino did. He dumps the whole spiel onto Racer 7 about how she's an NPC, but she doesn't believe him. She eventually realizes that, yeah, she is meant to be a loser. She finds Lloyd and teams up with the ninja. The red visors find Scott's hidden garage, so he stays behind to fight them off, while the ninja head to the race. Scott is sadly taken out. It's been so long since a racing episode, and it makes sense for the season. I would like to point these 3 cars out. We've actually seen them before. This blue one was used by Jay in Rebooted. The red one was shown off last season, and Racer 7's green car is the same as the buggy Lloyd used in Tournament of Elements. This could be the creative team just recycling old assets, but I like to think that Milton Dyer, or Unagami, saw each of these vehicles and programmed them into the game. Anyway, back to the race. Cole takes out a whack rat and steals his car. Kai's jet turns into a mech. Jay keeps getting bullied by the red visors, so Kai and Cole silently agree to sacrifice their last lives to keep Jay in the race. I do think this moment works because it's so out of left field. Also, yeah, Racer 7 breaks out of her programming and doesn't crash. She does win the race and gets her hand on the second Kitana. The Racer 7 character arc is pretty much a copy of Akino's, which just happened, and it doesn't hit as hard. I'm not too bothered by it though. The remaining 3 ninja head into the Temple of Madness. Can you guess the next video game concept? 2D side-scroller. If any one of them dies, then they all need to start over again. Just don't die. They die until each of them are down to one last life. During all this, Jay does a familiar dance. Oh shit, they need to go up now? Man, if only they didn't forget all about air jitsu. What? Okay, I understand that a writer or some member of the creative team confirmed that the ninja stopped using air jitsu because it was dark magic, but they have never brought it up in the show. So if you don't know about this statement, then it just seems so weird and unexplained. Then they bring it up now? It just makes it confusing for new audiences. It's a nice callback though. They make it to the final boss of the level, and Lloyd has to go in by himself. The game chooses Harumi as his opponent. Even fake Harumi tries to fuck with Lloyd using his love for her. Bro still can't bring himself to fight her, even though she's fake. This really shows the damage Harumi has done. This leads to a fight that I really love. After losing half of his health bar, Lloyd finally starts to put in work. Look at this shit, man, it's so freaking cool. Lloyd outsmarts the computer and realizes that it's not really Harumi. No shit, Lloyd, of course it isn't Harumi. You saw a building fall in her face. They trade blow for blow, with both of their health bars getting extremely low. And after a final collision, fake Harumi is defeated, as well as Lloyd. This is such a great moment. Jay and Nia collect the final Kitana and press on. We are getting near the end of the season. I wonder what the next episode will be about. God damn it. Okay, I really like the opening. It's a jazz version of the Weekend Whip. Zane is pretending to be a 50s detective. Him and Pixel are still searching for Dyer, so they talk to one of his friends. Wait, who owns this bar again? Hello, Dareth. Oh, a fight breaks out! Pixel does all the work, and hey, they find Dyer's friend. He points them to the direction of an old pizza place. Even Pixel is getting sick of Zane's detective lingo. The mechanic ambushes them and easily takes them out. He even kidnaps Zane.
I was desperate and willing to try anything.
No, Pixel, not you too. I guess this does lead to Pixel finding Milton Dyer, but he isn't Unagami. Unagami was an AI running the game, but Milton stopped programming it and shut it down before finishing. Unagami finished programming the game himself, and that's how he ended up here. Could this episode just come a little bit before the ending? I just can't help but feel it slows the pace of the season, and we're getting into the end. Oh no, we aren't even done in Ninjago. This 1,000-year-old ninja master is foiled by a cardboard cutout, and is gassed by the mechanic's goons. Milton is in denial about Unagami's involvement. Zane is a little tied up at the moment by Vengestone, where the mechanic reveals his massive gate, which he plans on using to create a doorway between Prime Empire and Ninjago. But to power it from inside Prime Empire, they would need something like a bunch of players to be turned into cubes? Oh wait, so that's what the cubes are for. The mechanic also needs the motherboard, but Zane destroyed it, oh no. Wu is used as a bargaining chip. I won't lie, this is a pretty thorough plan. Everything just fits into place. Milton remembers when Prime Empire got its first beta tester, and that person was Scott, oh my god. Unagami makes the promise of making the experience intense and eats Scott. So Scott's been in the game for decades, wow. Dyer shut it down after this incident. After some peer pressure, Zane hands over the motherboard and the mechanic plugs it in.
Well, that sounds dangerous. Shouldn't you call the police?
Silly Dyer, what would the police do? Milton and Pixel sneak into the warehouse and watch as Zane is attached to the gate as a power source. Finally, back to Prime Empire stuff. The final two ninja continue through the Temple of Madness and into a sushi bar. This seems really chill. Oh, not anymore. They fight off sushi, chefs, and even the head chef, who was foreshadowed by the merchant.
I sold the mad sushi chef his knives.
They kick him out and make it to a door which needs 3 keys. Aha! Before heading in, Jay and Nia have a moment, but the master chef comes back and almost takes out Jay. Nia throws herself in the way, taking her last life. Jay enters in by himself to face Unagami.
And I'm about to beat you, Milton Dyer.
I forgot Jay still thinks Unagami is Dyer. Anyway, the two talk and Unagami reveals that he wants to confront Dyer to explain why he was shut down. He activates his side of the gate and transforms into a dragon. Oh bye. Jay is cornered, but he remembers the dragon amulet he got, so he uses it to enter the portal. Before we get into the final episode, I need to talk about something. Normally there's a focused ninja in these seasons, but this one is a little less obvious. It's Jay, obviously, but before he was the last ninja left, it barely seemed like it. He's kind of meant to be like Unagami, with both of them being abandoned by their parents, I guess. Unagami has a slit eyebrow like Jay's old design, but that's really it. I think this would all be fine if they put a little bit more emphasis on it, because it feels very out of nowhere. Unagami finally arrives in Ninjago, as well as the other residents of Prime Empire. Jay shows up and helps free Zane from the machine. Jay plans to get Dyer and Unagami to work out their issues. The two have a fun dragon chase as the others try and get Dyer to Borg Tower. I love the animation in this season, it's just so great. Jay tries to talk Unagami down and Dyer shows up to talk to him as well. This scene is really good. Neither side is completely in the wrong or right, so it feels more realistic. Dai offers to help complete the game and answer all of Unagami's questions, and Unagami takes it, turning into a child. I know many people have a problem with this ending, but I think it's a really nice change of pace. If you watch my other videos, you know I hate when the villain's evil plan is just to take over the world. So having Unagami being hellbent on getting answers is really great. Not every villain needs to have a big final battle, so having the season end with them just talking is great. Unagami wanted answers on why he was abandoned, and he got them. Story over. Anyway, all the players and NPCs are freed into Ninjago City, and characters like Akino and Racer 7 appear from now on as background characters. I still believe that Prime Empire is an underrated season. I think it was plagued with the hate from last season, so I encourage everyone to go back to this one and watch it with an open mind. That's 4 videos completed. Wow. But there is still one more left to talk about. What is it? You'll have to wait and see.